Kelyn, Brian just told us about the injuries or the kind of complications to both Nico and
what was the
mood in the locker room when you guys were told of that?
I mean, obviously we're all bummed. These are obviously very influential guys. They've been here for a long time, and they've been part of this great success that Seattle has had in the past and is now in the present. So it's a big loss for us. I think not only on the field for games, but every day in the locker room, every day in training, these guys are the ones, these are our two captains that are there. And so they're the ones pushing guys. They're making sure guys are accountable for each other. And it just means that, you see them day to day, but other guys on the field need to step up as those leaders, make sure that this team doesn't drop in any way.
Kelyn, you have to be with the way Stephen Cleveland has played so far, coming in for Stephen Fry, you have to be pretty confident with him going forward now that you know he's going to be the long-term starter. What has impressed you the most about the way he's been able to just step in and mostly seamlessly make that transition?
I think it's a lot to pay tribute to the coaching staff, to Stephen Cleveland as well as the players on the field. We made sure that we gave as much confidence in Cleveland as we could. And he obviously took it very well and has done a very good job in this time that he has had, and obviously with the time going forward that he's going to have. So I think he was prepared very well, both mentally and physically, and he showed that in the past 2 games.
Kelyn, it seems like one of the things that Steph Cleveland has excelled at is his distribution. If you could just speak to if that's a correct perception, but also how the goalkeeper distribution helps in various parts of the game.
Well, if you have a guy who can, like Cleveland, who can play the ball and kind of spring the ball forward as well and kind of break some lines with a good ball, it creates numerical advantages everywhere on the field. It kind of just gives us another outlet. And plus you have those 3 center backs as well who are very good on the ball. So it helps that you have that extra bit, and it allows us to kind of get forward and take a few more chances with him playing the balls that are, out to the outside backs or through the midfield that are very good.
Hi, Kelyn. When you say bummed, is it a sense of where you guys were holding on in a sense and then knew that your captains would come back as far as this could start? I mean, is there a mentality change with knowing that they're definitely going to be out a longer stretch of time than maybe expected?
I mean, these are teammates, these are friends, these are guys we see in and day out. If you get a nagging injury or if you get, a kick on the shins and it's bleeding, you got to go get stitches, we're still feeling bummed for you. It's one of those. Obviously we were hoping that we could get these guys back quicker, but it's part of the game, unfortunately, that you lose players throughout seasons. You lose players for a few weeks, you lose them for a few months, you may use them for a full year. It's something you have to get through as a team, and they know that, and they're there pushing us anytime that they can, anytime that they're in. But yeah, we have to have the other guys step up and be leaders.
Kelyn, you have been able to really fit in smoothly into the formation in the midfield. Can you talk about maybe what has attributed to how smoothly you've been able to do so?
I think it's great from the coaching staff. The times that we've had, obviously the first week I was in, it was a little bit of a last minute deal with Atencio going down. But after that, we've had some good conversations, some good video sessions. The guys around me have been helping, quite a lot. And, I think it also helps that I've played in the league for a long time. So I kind of know how to play the game of soccer, which is kind of fun. But, it's just great that the team's doing well, and hopefully we can continue that.
Kelly, can you expand a little bit on that? When you talked earlier before the season had started, you really wanted to show, what you're capable of, and so yeah, I mean, it seems like you're able to do that. So, do you feel like this is exactly who you are, what we're seeing right now in terms of your contribution?
I'm a little confused on that questioning. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just, you had before the season, it sounded from you like you wanted to just really get a good stretch of time on the field to show what you're capable of. And so, yeah, I wanted to know if you're playing to your capabilities right now, or if you feel like you're in a zone in a sense, I guess. Is that better? You can skip it.
I think I can answer that. Let's just say that it comes down to kind of being an athlete, and I think everyone in this locker room would say it. If you get a run of games, you're going to be happy about it, and obviously everyone wants to show we're competitive, we're athletes, and I don't want to just be home and kind of laying around on the bench. So I'm glad I was able to get some time. But is it my ceiling? I have no idea. I hope it's not, but we're just going to continue to play, and hopefully games get better.
Kelyn, you think you have helped the team to be successful during this this tournament, but how the Thunder has helped you to be successful in your playing? You think that the coaching staff has identified the best of your abilities to play soccer?
I think it's, the coaching staff obviously have put me in a good spot, where to be positionally in this system. But it also attests to the guys in the back, like João Paulo, Christian Roldan, guys that are working hard with me in that midfield, as well as guys behind us. But you also have a guy like Will Bruin, who's doing a lot of work for us defensively and holding the ball up with some of the best in the world. So I think he's a big attribute as well. And when you have Raul scoring as many goals as he is, it kind of makes things a little easier for us behind them. I can't say it's only one thing. It's a little bit of everything. I'm just glad that I'm able to kind of fit in with the guys and on the field as well as off.
Kelyn, Pochettino and Dominguez are their two designated players. They haven't quite lived up to their expectations that were set for them at the beginning of the year, but especially with Pochettino being in the midfield, what do you think will be the keys to continue to, keep them quiet and be successful against them?
I think it's going to be about containment, making sure that they don't have any options going forward. I think we've done a very good job of allowing teams to have little bits of possession, but they don't have anything in the final play because we have so many guys who are very good at whether it be blocking crosses or stopping crosses. And we're not easy to break down. And so it's not just myself, it's not just João Paulo and Christian Roldan in the middle that are going to stop these guys. But we have to make sure that our back line and guys going forward, we are, hard to break down and, willing to do the work, which we always are.
What were your lessons from this past Atlanta game and how they perhaps were able to pin you guys back in a personal level? What did you see? What could potentially be done so that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, I think there are many times where we could have probably pushed out a little bit, maybe not gone for the quick counterattack when we did win the ball and keep the ball a little bit. But again, I don't think, they had a lot of possession in Atlanta, but how many clear-cut chances do they really have? Because we are so solid in that back line and through the midfield. I think, we have to take our chances a little bit more clinical. But look, I think there's a lot of positive to take from that game as well. People thought maybe we sat back a little too much. They might be right in some occasions, but I don't think we were broken down in any way.
And I mean, Nico has been out for a little bit, but both him and Steph are big leaders in the team. Who do you see kind of stepping up, or who have you seen already stepping up in terms of leadership?
Like you see a lot of guys. I don't think you see, I don't think you point out just one, just two guys. You have the obvious ones of Christian Roldan. You had the obvious ones like Will Bruin, and even João Paulo. So you have those guys, but it's every little bit. I mean, you have to hold each other accountable, and it can't just be from the so-and-so leaders. It's got to be from everyone. And I think you've seen that through training, guys getting after each other a little bit in a positive way. Tackles getting stuck in and guys fighting for spots. And that's what keeps teams rolling. And especially with this good start that we've had, we want to continue this, and that takes everyone.
you kind of alluded to this, Kelyn, but speaking to the Atlanta game and kind of the chances you guys had to break out, is that a exchange that you think you guys are willing to make, where if you can get more counter opportunities, you're not as worried about being giving up possession like that, or is it tough mentally when you give up that much possession?
Oh, it's very tough mentally to give up possession and just be defending for a long stretch of time, no matter how good you are at it. I think we do need to have ways of keeping the ball a little bit better, maybe not going for that final pass right away and holding some possession, not only to give ourselves a little bit of a break, but to then open up more space for us to play into going forward, having possession with some purpose to it. However, if we have a chance to slip in a guy like Will, Freddie, Raul, even Christian at times, or you have Brad Smith running down the line, it's hard not to play those balls. So we either have to be more clinical or find times to slow the game down so we aren't defending for 90 minutes.
Are there any last questions for Kelyn, guys? Go ahead, Felipe. Close us out.
The result against Atlanta was because you guys couldn't do what you were asked to do, or just because Atlanta didn't let you do, guys, what you were asked to do?
I think, the results at Atlanta, it wasn't our favorite thing, but again, we didn't give up a goal in the run of play. We did have chances to create. We just didn't find the final ball. That could come with just tired legs. It can come with, somewhat early still in the season, or just a day that we just didn't connect on things. But I don't think you take away games game by game, and I think there are positives and negatives of everything. But I think we played a fine game, and we'll look to play better next game.